Okay, these are my top 3 games that were canceled, so we're most likely never seeing them. And number 1, we are starting off with a banger, and that is Star Wars 1313. Now, this behind me is the gameplay. Now, Star Wars 1313, for those who don't know, was a game that pretty much got straight up canceled when EA bought the rights for Star Wars for all of their gaming purposes. This game was supposed to tell the story of a young Boba Fett pretty much making his way in the world. The game was going to take place in Coruscant on the level, you know how Coruscant goes down in levels, was supposed to take place on the level 1313, which is known to be the most ruthless and notorious level of them all. That's where all the criminals, all the bounty hunters, the worst of the worst hang out in this floor. And essentially it was supposed to be pretty much a Star Wars, but mixed with Uncharted. That's what it was supposed to be. Now, unfortunately, we're never going to see that game hit the light of day. That game was straight up canceled. At number 2 was the canceled Batman Arkham game, the one that was supposed to continue after Batman Arkham Knight. The next Batman game was supposed to take place with Damian Wayne taking up the mantle, and this is pretty much concept of how he was supposed to look, very kind of Batman Beyond kind of vibes. And that's pretty much what the story they were going to tell. They were going to basically tell the Batman Beyond story, but with Damian Wayne instead of Terry McGinnis. And if you played Batman Arkham Knight, pretty much the Batmobile mechanic that was pretty much ripped straight out of what was going to be part of this game. But unfortunately, Warner Brothers didn't want to take the risk in making a solo Batman game again, and that's when they wanted to do a whole live service thing, and they gave us Gotham Knights, and they give us freaking Suicide Squad, even though Gotham Knights didn't end up being a live service because they saw the flack that Avengers got, so they pretty much pulled the plug on that one real quick and switch it to a single player game / co-op. Now, the next one is a game I've already talked about recently in one of my videos, but that is the sequel to Immortal Phoenix Rising 2. Essentially, this one's pretty simple. Ubisoft didn't want to take the balls to risk more money into a pretty much an IP that did okay. It didn't give them all the money in the world like they wanted to. Like, they're so freaking greedy and they want to make all the money as much as they can. Pretty much that's why they keep shitting out Assassin's Creed all the time. They were too afraid to give us a sequel for this game, so they ended up pulling the plug completely. Now, those are my top 3 games, and I will give one honorable mention because we just got the news about it about a week ago or 2 ago, and it's honestly kind of sad, and that is the cancellation of the TMNT game, The Last Ronin. Yes, they were going to pretty much take The Last Ronin comic book, which is pretty much when all the Ninja Turtles die. It's Michelangelo, the most happiest, optimistic out of the bunch, and he pretty much goes on a mission to avenge his brothers and his Master Splinter. So that's pretty much what the story was going to be. It's a dark story. If you guys never read the comic book for it, The Last Ronin from the TMNT, it's a really dark story. And it was supposed to be kind of like a God of War gameplay. So that just got canceled the other day. We're never going to see that. But I'm curious to know, what is some of you guys' top games that got canceled? Because these are mine.